Hey, Carmen.
I can hear you. I just, I'm messing with this new YouTube thing.
Can
And
you hear can you hear me?
yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah,
All
I
right.
can hear you. I
All
just,
right. I'll
I'm
be
messing with this new YouTube.
so what I didn't hear what you said.
I'm messing with this new YouTube online and it's giving me fits.
Oh dear.
It's not a big deal, but that's why you're hearing it repeat.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
we'll see if you do online or not.
Well, I will mute myself and come back. How's that?
Okay, thank you so much, Gretchen.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Same here.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Hey, Becky.
How are you doing, Gretchen?
I'm good. How are you? I'm tired. I bet you are too, huh?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Amanda told me how late you guys were here. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. We got kind of rummy dummy,
That was a super long day for you.
Yeah, it was, but it went, I mean, the process itself went pretty well.
Oh,
So,
good.
yeah, yeah. I'm not saying anything about the returns, but the process went pretty well. So,
Good.
yeah,
Love that.
yeah. So, okay. See you soon. Or
Okay.
whatever we're doing.
I was going, wait a minute. I can't see you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna turn my video on. I don't think I'm going to. But
Oh, whoa. Whoa. Hello. There we go. Thank you so much for doing that. That was awesome.
Gretchen, you're muted.
oh, there we go.
There we go.
Thank you for all you do.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Hi, Carrie.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing pretty well. How are you?
Good.
You look fancy with the headphones.
Yeah.
I have an office mate, so so I stay muted and off video for the most part if I can. But I'm here listening.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
I had a meeting with DocuSign and I didn't put anything fancy behind me or a blurred view. He's like, oh my gosh, where are you at? I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm working from home today. Like, at least I could close my dresser drawers. I was like, good thing it was just DocuSign.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you Christina? Very nice to meet you. I'm Carmen. Oh. Yeah. Hey y'all, this is Christina. She is our only applicant for the lodging tax panel, but we're so excited.
Hi, Christina. Welcome.
So Becky is with the Norwood Chamber. Oh, okay. Gretchen has her own short-term rental in Norwood, and she's our chair currently. And Carrie, you're with the chamber too, right?
Yes. And
Okay.
I work the library, but I'm with the chamber too. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's who we have so far. So happy to have you here.
Thank you. It's my first time participating in anything about, Telluride or
Yeah.
Blackberry. So,
We're pretty easy, huh, Gretchen?
What'd you say?
How are you? Good.
We're pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, we're easy peasy. Yep.
We don't get too particular.
Nope.
All right, just a couple more minutes.
Is Ann our commissioner on this or Lance?
Ann is,
Ann is.
yeah.
Should I text her and make sure she?
Yeah, I
Okay.
forgot
I'll
to
call.
remind her.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, my God, I was like, I need someone to fix this stupid thing. It's, I'm gonna have them, when I'm like, look at that. I couldn't, I
It's
tried
okay.
to screw it in and I couldn't screw it in. Like, just. fell off.
Sherman, like efficiency.
She called, you call and I show
up.
Okay, I'm not.
Hey, Mikey.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you fix that? It won't
Yes.
screw
Oh,
in.
sure. Yeah. No, we wanted to see Christina fix his motorcycle.
I know, she can do that.
With the boots.
Sweet. They are so warm. How are you? Nice to see you. Yeah.
I give her the table that's broken.
She's a fixer. How we do?
I have a credit card, stuff up on your desk, if you wouldn't mind looking at it.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I'll do it on tomorrow.
So Christina,
Yes.
these microphones do not amplify.
Just one.
They only, so you have to kind of
This
have
is
it like
the one.
directly, you're
We're
speaking
good.
into them for the people on
Boom,
Zoom.
nailed it.
Oh, I see.
Hey,
Duncan,
how are you? What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
we're just
Happy
hanging out.
holidays.
So, hi, Christina, how are you?
We're so glad.
How are
So first of all,
Yes.
Oh, would you like to sit here, John? As the chair? I was just sitting here because Christina was busy.
Oh, they were core drilling.
is this like an AI deep fake of someone fixing
No.
Imogene Pass?
No, we had, we told you the crews were gonna get up before it. They got up there.
I can't believe.
Yeah,
That is pretty
Try, we
bad.
do what we say.
sometimes.
Oh.
It's a great picture.
That's,
I can't tell what's
I
happening.
can't, I mean.
They were doing core drilling to assess how deep the bedrock was for because they're gonna engineer the structural supports, but they need to know how deep into the rock they can put it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just wicked.
Yeah. How'd you get that picture?
Roger Young sent it to me at 10 o'clock last night.
Oh, that's awesome. Here, you take this spot.
What the hell is
Yeah,
wrong
you
with
take
you?
this spot. This is.
No,
yours.
no,
Well, I will.
no.
We don't much need a microphone.
We do.
We do.
We do.
You just did it.
Ready.
Hi, nice to see you. Good to see you all.
Well, I'm duly impressed. Super impressed. That's
Sure.
wow.
And you heard we got Black Bear players
Yeah.
before,
Yeah.
so it should be good to go in the spring.
I'm very surprised and impressed.
Great.
Awesome.
We
All
like
right.
Making people happy.
Gretchen, I'm gonna go ahead and get this. We got all the important people.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome, Christina.
Thank you.
We turn the camera.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Absolutely.
We'll switch it to the front camera.
Is it that one?
Thought it
No.
was the HD.
Okay,
Yep,
there we
there
go.
we go.
We'll have
Now I'll just,
adjust it a
There
little
we
bit. Is that
go.
good?
Yeah. Hi there. Okay, shall we call the meeting to order? This meeting is called to order at 4:03 PM. Shall we have a roll call? We'll start at the table.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. Carmen Warfield.
Started in the middle. Which way are we supposed to go?
That way, that way.
Well,
Commissioner Ann Brown,
John Duncan.
Mike Bordanga, County Manager, and here in support.
Jared Biggs, Assistant County Manager. Kira Skinner, Executive Director for the Telluride Tourism Board.
Cristina Dixon.
Very good.
Okay. And do you want to tell Carrie and Becky, do you want to chime in?
Terry Bentler here, with the Chamber of Commerce in Norwood.
And Becky Hannigan, here with the Chamber of Commerce's of Norwood as well. Yeah.
Does anybody have any additions to the agenda?
No, but I just wanted to apologize to John Duncan because I put him on here for a reappointment and I hope he's up for that.
It's like a mafia, you're never leaving.
I hope that's okay.
I'm in.
All right, good, good.
All in favor?
Yeah. So did everybody get a chance to read the minutes of August 13th? That was when we were in Norwood. Does anybody want to make a motion to approve them or not to?
Sometimes is all on John.
Yeah, I
Sorry, John.
move that we approve the minutes.
Second, second.
All in favor?
I.
You're not a voting member, I'm sorry, you're an ex officio. Yes,
So used to making motions.
I approve the minutes.
Me too.
yes, so you approved, you moved, John moved, and
I
Greg seconded, and
Yes,
all in favor say aye. Which is just you two.
I,
Beautiful, minutes are passed.
okay.
Christine, you understand, it's about to get a lot easier if you're appointed, which I got a good feeling about. I'll explain the structure of the panel and things like that.
Okay, so we'll move on to administrative matters. The first thing is approval of reappointing John Duncan to a 2-year term. May I have a motion?
Actually, this one you may have to move. I know it's typically not normal for the chair to move, but it is allowed and it would be weird for him to move.
Okay. I make a motion that we reappoint John Duncan to a 2-year term.
John, do you second that?
See, it's weird anyway.
I know it is, I'm sorry.
Yes, I suppose so. I stand that
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
There we go. Motion passed.
motion. Oh,
Okay,
Next on the agenda is interview and consideration of appointing Christina Dixon to the lodging tax panel for a 2-year term. Christina, do you want to tell us a little bit about why you want to be on here and your interest on being on here?
Yes, I got this proposal from John. And he said that
just soft spoken, I'm gonna move it a little closer so you don't have to lean over.
I can collaborate with the tourism and because my background is tourism in my country, I kind of have some ideas that I can share and collaborate with my insights. I'm pretty sure I can help, but
And how?
Thank you for the opportunity.
If you wouldn't mind telling a little bit about your business and
sure,
your experience, how long ago did you come to San Miguel County or Telluride area?
of course. Yeah. So I'm the owner of Telluride Moto that is located in Placerville.
Yep.
I'm as a woman's owner, I want to promote more tourism for everyone, but yeah, I have a little focus in, more women's challenge and all that kind of things, and recreate some areas like Placerville to be more, attract more people. I don't know. Shy right now. Sorry.
Perhaps it makes sense for me to just tell you a little bit more about the panel.
Yeah.
So the county collects lodging taxes that were approved by the voters. And those are generally on overnight hotel and short-term rental stays. That's part of the bill. The state collects those and then they give it back to us. And then we the state law, the state statute clarifies that there must be a 3-member panel of citizens from the tourism or lodging industries within where those funds are collected. So because those funds are collected in the R1, the Telluride area, we go by school district areas just to clarify, the R1 and the R2 area, this panel presides over those funds, and then they have a strong recommendation in the statute that those funds be given to a proven marketing entity within the area. But one of the things the county has sought to get is both a geographic representation from where those funds are coming from, Telluride, Norwood, and you being in Placerville, is especially exciting for me because it kind of is, it's the 3 main areas where these funds are coming from. Although obviously we know Telluride, Mountain Village, and the eastern end is generating maybe the majority of the revenue. And this revenue is then presided over by this panel. And we've chosen to contract with the Telluride Tourism Board because they are the most proven local entity.
Mhm.
And then in the Norwood area, the Norwood Chamber is that most proven marketing entity. And then they report back to us on how they've used those funds. And so I think where you're coming from of, hey, I'd like to see more emphasis, that is feedback then that Kira can take to her organization and her board, and or Gretchen can take to her chamber and say, okay, hey, the people that are providing us this funding want to see more of X or Y or Z. And then we have a commissioner that kind of sits as a ex officio member. So Commissioner Brown is a representative from the Board of Commissioners to this. And then Carmen is our staff who runs the meeting and takes the minutes. And Jared and I are just here in case we can add any value or help clarify anything. So the panel meets quarterly. So once a quarter. Sometimes they're very short meetings. Sometimes they're a little bit more entailed when we're into a budgetary, the budget season, or any large reporting or proposals. But the other thing is that the membership of those 3 people must be that they are involved in the tourism or lodging industry. So I think it's great. Gretchen has some short-term rentals, and so she's coming with that perspective. Previously, we had Alex Berry, who was the finance person for Alpine Lodging, kind of to provide a feedback from the lodging community. John, obviously with retail and guide outfitter, you're in a similar segment of that guide outfitter retailer. But I think both the differences in maybe your durations in San Miguel County, as well as your physical separations of the geographic representation, it has a lot of value for the feedback that we give to those marketing entities.
Okay, so
Do you have any-
just to make sure,
Still
so.
want to be on the panel?
Feel like we're in. No.
Okay. No, yes, I want to try, please. So all is, my understanding is like, all the lodging taxes are going direct to your board?
So
Tourism
yeah,
board,
there's a
and-
contract that, and then I think periodically we go out to bid. So we see, are there other proven marketing entities in this area that want to compete for those funds? And then based off that, the panel makes a decision of, okay, we think it's most sensible to go with this organization or a different one. The panel has thus far chosen to keep the funding with the Norwood Chamber for the funds that are collected in the R2 area, and the Telluride Tourism Board for those funds that are collected in the R1 area. And just as a side note, if you're wondering, yes, there are some short-term rentals out in the Egner Slick Rock area, and we work with Dolores County, but also the commissioners weigh in on that because there is not a separate lodging tax panel.
Okay,
and or proven marketing entity. But we funded some things like scenic byways and encouraging some OHV tourism uses in that far west end.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you have any more questions? Does anybody want to ask Christine any questions, or shall we just go ahead and make a motion?
Let's get her on board before we scare her.
Okay, let's do that. John,
Yeah, I move that we elect Christina to the board.
I second. All in favor?
Indeed.
Aye.
Very good.
Now, I hope you forgive me someday, Christina, but 2 years is not that long.
Paid meeting.
No.
I came and petitioned John to join the panel, and
That was your fault. I've never given you a hard time about it.
you haven't.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, Christina and I have known each other in school, kids, business for years and years and years and years and years. She is a very high integrity person, with lots of good ideas, who works super hard to support her family here in the community. And that represents every small business person in this community. And the fact that her business is in Placerville is a real bonus, but she would be a great candidate for this no matter where her business was.
I think so too. That's great.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Thank you.
She's gonna look like Barack Obama in 2 years.
Carmen, would you like to do the review of the lodging tax?
Yes, so unfortunately, we weren't able to get Q3 out because the state does not have the correct, it doesn't have the full code of where the lodging is coming from. So she's received the money, but she's unable to apply it anywhere until they get that figured out. But there was a pretty good adjustment in the second quarter, which is kind of amazing because as they are working through this process, some of these adjustments are back from 2012. So my thought is, as they continue to dial this in, hopefully we'll continue to see higher reimbursements from those back taxes that have been paid. She is hoping to get a distribution out on December 20th if she is able to figure out where those lodging was submitted. So.
And you said the state was the one that messed up on the codes?
Yeah, they don't have the full code on there. And so they know it's a bug and they're working on trying to fix it.
Okay.
I told Mona she should have her crystal ball, just figure it
Yeah,
out.
she needs a big one. Yeah.
Got the money, I just don't know how to appropriate. So that's what's holding that one up.
So
Okay.
I understand that, right? The state put some sort of marker on the funds as they're received.
Yeah, so
How does that go?
it's based on what their address is. So if you actually go online, you can
From the lodging entity.
you actually can just go online to the state tax website, and they have a GIS system, and you can put in the address of where you're renting, and it will populate that with the lodging tax fee on there. So it's quite interesting. It's quite robust, but unfortunately, the stuff coming out isn't coming out that robust with the address or the location of it.
So will this affect the funds transfer timetable?
No, the funds have already been transferred. It's just she doesn't know how to appropriate it.
They've been transferred back to us?
Yes.
Yes.
They're like, here's East San Miguel County. But she was unable to get the report that produces where that money should go.
Do we know what the gross figure is?
You know what? I apologize. I do not. Of course, the adjustments are the smaller ones and the quarter are pretty high and I
Okay,
apologize. I
well,
don't have that. But
Okay,
as soon
well,
as I
if the
get
money's
the-
in our hands, then
Yeah.
the rest will get clarified at some point, I guess.
And as soon as she gets that figured out, I'll send you that report too. So you kind of know what came.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Carmen. Okay, now we're ready for the update with the Norwood Chamber.
Hi, everyone. I'm Becky Hannigan. I'm the current chamber president it's the Norwood Chamber of Wrights Mesa. Our newest update would be Noel Night. I'd mentioned throughout the year what all the chamber was involved with. And Noel Night was just this year exceeded my expectations with especially with collaboration. There were so many partners involved this year. Demian opened up the old hardware store again for vendors. We had 32 vendors total within that 2-day time frame. Demian had asked for a $20 fee for vendor, which he in turn donated back to the first responders. That equaled up to about $485 just for that one particular event. So our fire department was able to get those funds on top of some others that Demian had done. Him and Lisa both are just quite the community members. You guys know that. But the collaboration, we had Dark Sky there. We had Music on the Mesa. We had Santa Claus, fire truck engine rides, a parade of lights, music going all the time. Businesses open on Main Street that had specials running up until way past 8 o'clock. And I've spoken with a lot of the businesses. They were very profitable that night because we far exceeded the crowd that we had last year with the events that we put on this year for Noel Night. So we're pretty excited about how it all turned out, as you could tell. But the collaboration was awesome. The library did cookies. Again, we had Dark Sky and Norwood Parks and Rec. They dedicated the kiosk that Norwood Parks and Rec put up to John Mansfield. Used the chamber PA system prior to the parade to take care of that. And it was really nice because they wanted to do it in front of a big crowd and they had a big crowd. So we had signed the 2025 agreement and we had a meeting last night. So I got it signed and sent off to Carmen, but we're asking if we don't have the budget completed yet. Our treasurer is asking that we have until January to get that done because she really wants to close out Noel Night, December spending and stuff. And we definitely discussed a vision of what we're going to do for 2025 for marketing. So we'll be able to put that on the goals and objectives that we can turn in to the panel in January with the budget. So if that works for you guys.
And I thought if it's okay, we did this last year, kind of distribute it to the panel and they give us a yay or nay that this is acceptable.
Sure.
Of course, they most likely wouldn't get any money till March anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's urgent. But it's up to you guys.
Sure. Certainly, I think it's acceptable. I mean,
I think you guys have been very busy. Very
Yeah,
busy.
we're trying to. And
Yeah.
now that we have a lot of things that you can look forward to in the goals and the objectives, it's now that we have the website built, because that was built in 2024. We put some additional money in there. We are now going to move forward with updating the information on the website, the blogs, the articles, just kind of bring in new information and keep it more current this year. So we'll have the money to be spending on the marketing that way. And then, of course, working on marketing through magazines and just kind of switch our marketing a little bit now that we have everything in place like we need to on a home level, I'm going to say, with the website and stuff. So yeah, we definitely have some goals to get more marketing outside of our area and get them in. And of course, everything that happens with other nonprofits and stuff in our area with our collaboration with them, Music on the Mesa, for instance, and stuff, that collaboration's bringing people in because we help sponsor that event, as well as the town and many, many other people. So we're shifting our marketing a little bit to get outside of the general area. So we're excited about that too. And keeping some home, mainly outside. Staying busy.
You guys are doing a great job.
I do too. Yep. Does anybody have any questions for Becky?
I don't. Thanks for all that.
You bet.
You guys are doing a lot down there.
Yeah, we are. We're trying to stay busy. Our board is really super awesome. Of course, love to have Gretchen back. So
Well, who knows,
yeah, but we've got an awesome board that's, movers and shakers and doers. Doers is important. Yeah. That's why we'd like to have Gretchen back.
Carmen, do we need a motion on anything here?
We could go ahead and ratify this at the next meeting if you guys are okay with all of the paperwork. We could go ahead and get it signed in January if everyone approves. With the information provided, then we can ratify it. So at least it's on a meeting backup and approval would be done that way.
That's good with me. That's fine.
Okay.
How about you two? Christina and John?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, thanks, Becky, again.
Thank you, guys.
And Carrie, thank you. Let's see, now we are up to update with the Telluride Tourism Board.
Great. Thanks for having me. First, I just wanted to say, Becky, great job with Noel Night in Norwood. I was not there for it, but I had friends who were there, a good friend who just moved to Norwood and was sending photos of the parade. And I just was really impressed by that. So nice job. Sounds like
good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm going to share my screen if that's okay and just pull up a deck here. I promise I'll go through it quickly. But I just wanted to share a 2024 report as well as our 2025 initiatives and budget with you all today. And Christina, this may be useful as well, just regarding your questions with those lodging tax dollars and where they come from and where they go to. So just a quick summary here of what I'll be reviewing. And I'll also touch upon winter lodging metrics because I figure everybody would like to see those. We probably won't have time to see the winter marketing, but I'd be happy to show that to everyone as well if we do have time left in the meeting. So just starting with the 2024 budget and funding sources. I just wanted to share this because I think this is a good visual of the funding that comes to the Telluride Tourism Board. So previously, we were under an intergovernmental agreement, the Telluride Tourism Board, and we received 2% lodging taxes directly from the town of Mountain Village. And then the town of Telluride actually came through the county. So it was town of Telluride and county would come to the Telluride Tourism Board. In 2021, that intergovernmental agreement was terminated. And starting in 2022, we worked with each municipality on separate contracts that had, goals and initiatives tied to each of them, as well as funding tied to each of them. So the funding is set, and it doesn't fluctuate. Like if, the town of Mountain Village gets more than the 1.5 million that they've committed to, they can decide if they want to, give those funds to the Telluride Tourism Board for additional marketing, but they do not have to. They can hold on that for other causes, other initiatives that they're working on. So we do have separate contracts with each entity, including San Miguel County. So this is just a breakdown of what our entire budget looks like. This was 2024. And we had 1.5 million coming from each of the towns. San Miguel County in at 60,000. We went a little over that because we had rollover, right, Carmen, from 2023. So it was actually well above that 60,000, which was wonderful because we were able to allocate that to our other initiatives, which I'll go through. And then here is just a quick summary of our expenses. And this is all actually available for public consumption on our website as well. And our 2024 initiatives with the county include visitor center and guest services, the website telluride.com, central reservations, professional lodging and visitor metrics, communications and collateral development, visitor guide development, and public relations management. And I'm just going to briefly cover each of these, and not going to go too far into it, but if you have any questions, let me know. The visitor center and guest services program, as I think most of you know, the visitor center is located right here on Main Street. We do get a lot of foot traffic. It's a really perfect location, I think, for us because we have traffic coming up from the gondola, as well as people driving into town. When I started with the tourism board, we were located above Clark's, and it just wasn't a great location. We didn't capture a lot of visitors. So this is a great place to be. In 2024, we welcomed by the end of the year, we'll definitely have welcomed over 15,000 visitors. It has decreased year over year. We have assisted over 11,000 guests by phone, which has decreased, but we've increased our chats, online chats. I think people are just, rather than picking up the phone, they're more comfortable chatting these days, which makes sense. For Noel night, we had an open house before the ski tree lighting, and that was really nice. A lot of community members have never been to the visitor center, so it was really nice to have families come in and enjoy cookies and cider and just, get an idea of what we do at the visitor center and, just what the space is like. We also run guest services at the Montrose Regional Airport, and that's in collaboration with Colorado Flights Alliance. And then we have the gondola station staffed in the summertime by visitor center employees just to inform guests while they're here.
Is that down at the base here?
Yes, down at the gondola station there. And then Telluride.com, our website, is really the official website of the destination. We see over an average of over 1 million users per year on the site. And it is all the call to action for all marketing. So this is just a key touch point for us to educate the guests about the destination and also about destination stewardship. That's been a real important component to our program as well.
What does that mean, destination stewardship?
So really just responsible tourism. I mean, there's a lot of different, it can encompass a lot of different things, but responsible tourism, really respecting the destination, and educating guests really prior to arrival through while they're here. So we do that in a lot of different ways, really just verbally communicating, but then we also have collateral that we distribute to all the businesses, Live Like a Local collateral. We have out-of-home advertising at the Montrose Regional Airport. It's a big banner display above the baggage claim that says play hard, tread lightly. So and then we run paid social through the summer as well.
And if I could just chime in.
Yeah.
A big piece of that was during COVID.
Yes.
When COVID hit and we saw that dramatic influx of visitors, there was a lot of feedback from the communities, especially on the East End, that it was too much impact and they wanted Marketing Telluride or Telluride Tourism Board to shift from their focus on bringing people here to educating them here. And now we're seeing that shift back towards kind of more of a balance of marketing and education.
Mhm. Yes, thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Good way to put it. We also run the destination's central reservation. So when you have a site like Telluride.com, which is the official site of the destination, you really want to have a one-stop booking experience for the guest. And I think that's really the expectation of the guest. So we do sell lodging on Telluride.com as well as activities. So Cody Crow joined our team as operations manager in May, and he's done a great job of reaching out to our outfitters. And we should connect with you on that, by the way, and selling rentals, gear, experiences online as well. So it's a one-stop shop. And our outfitters are offering discounts, which is great, 20% off if they book through Telluride.com. So, so far, this year we've seen a 53% increase in booking revenue and a 41% increase in lodging revenue. Oh, and this is what I was talking about in terms of the gear rentals, just booking those now through Telluride.com. Professional lodging metrics. So I will share our real-time lodging data with everyone a little later, but we work with a platform called Key Data. And so we can report on lodging metrics real time, which is really convenient. And it represents really about 80 to 90% of the managed properties in the area. So those would be hotels and then managed properties like Alpine Lodging, Exceptional Stays. We also can get into the VRBOs and of the world, but I prefer to go with the managed property data because it gets a little foggy with the Airbnbs and VRBOs because some of them, one single house will have like 3 different platforms manage it. So I think that the managed properties give us the most accurate picture. We also launched an economic dashboard in early summer. And that was a collaborative effort between the town of Telluride, town of Mountain Village, and Colorado Flight Science with the Telluride Tourism Board. And we work with Tourism Economics, which is a part of Oxford Economics on this dashboard. It is live on our website for public consumption. And it will be really, I think, a useful tool, or it has been a useful tool for businesses to use in terms of planning, forecasting, and reporting. It includes lodging data, gondola ridership, wastewater data. I mean, tons of data, as well as national, travel trends and things that can be helpful. So just a one-stop place for people to reference. We work with Datafy as well as Visa, lots of different analytics and metrics that we're using right now. We also work on communications and collateral development. I mentioned this when I was talking about destination stewardship. These are some examples of that. Actually, in the upper left-hand corner is that out-of-home billboard that display in the Montrose Airport that I was talking about. How to visit right, that is part of our visitor guide. And then we have the handouts, the Live Like Local handouts there. Our calendar that we print every year with photos by Ryan Bono. The proceeds from the calendar sales go to the Telluride Mountain Club's Opt-in for Trails program. And then over on the right are some examples of our destination stewardship paid social. We did switch gears this year. We were running really general ads, and we noticed just out on the trails that I think people come and I think they really want to be responsible, but sometimes they just don't know, certain, yielding to uphill traffic, things like that we take for granted, I think. So we decided to be more targeted with our messaging and really got great engagement, actually. So now moving forward, we know that we're going to be more specific with our messaging. And then more collateral development, really business and event support is another important initiative, and getting the word out about events. We do that through monthly posters that we have in the kiosks in Elks Park and the Gondola Plaza, and our weekly peak sheet. We send that out. The peak sheet itself is really for the visitor and the locals, and then the email is really more for the businesses to look at. It includes lodging metrics and air metrics, as well as skier visits. And then we're also, promoting Shop Local with our holiday festivities happening. Visitor guide development. We just, the visitor guide, the winter one is hot off the presses and was on stands the week of Thanksgiving. So we are featuring the avalanche dogs, and we think we'll have high engagement with this just because of the photo on the cover. But we do, the visitor guide is a good vehicle just really to promote our businesses and events, as well as educate the visitor. And then public relations management. Tommy Watkinson on our team manages our international program as well as PR. And here's just some examples of some recent media hits for the upcoming winter. Forbes, Larry Olmsted, he loves Telluride and Mountain Village. He loves the area. So he had a great piece in Forbes that we were included in. Escapes out of Australia. Afar's aligns well with us. We're actually have a print ad in Afar in October, as well as Huffington Post. So that's just a really quick rundown of our initiatives in 2024 associated with those San Miguel County funds. And then for 2025, I just wanted to put and Mike touched on this, but the Telluride Tourism Board's mission is to market and maintain the quality of the Telluride region experience for the benefit of both the visitor and the economic sustainability of the community. And again, our 2025 initiatives are the same as 2024. So with those funds that we get from San Miguel County, we really split them up among our initiatives. I do not put them toward our destination marketing efforts, just because that is specific to the town of Telluride and to the town of Mountain Village, and most of the lodging properties are there, so it makes the most sense. So that's what I'm proposing for 2025, is that we continue to use these funds for these various initiatives. And this is what the budget looks like. San Miguel County, we're estimating coming in at the same, which would be 60,000. We have, just to note, shifted town of Mountain Village and town of Telluride. Town of Mountain Village will stay the same. Town of Telluride I have coming in at 1.3, and that's just based on the lodging tax revenues that are coming into the town of Telluride. They're lower than the 1.5. So. And again, then these are our expenses, pretty similar to that 2024 budget. And this is our comprehensive. This is not exclusive to county, obviously. Does anybody have any questions before I dive into our winter lodging metrics? Yeah.
You guys ran a direct-to-consumer email campaign this late summer.
Yeah.
Promoting all things fall time.
Mm-hmm.
And it raised a question in my mind of what sort of, who puts those together, and
Yeah.
what sort of frequency
Mm-hmm.
do we send direct-to-consumer
Yeah.
email newsletters?
Yeah.
I know maybe I'm not on the right list. I get something from Steamboat like twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a robust, scheduled, planned, professionally marketed
Yes.
consumer campaign? And tell me a little more about it.
Yeah, and I can pull up a slide actually at a board meeting today, and I actually have a slide with our some of our consumer e-blasts. So great question, John. We have a database of over 85,000 people. Yeah, it's a really nice database. But we target, it's great that you're not receiving it because we're sending them to our destination guests. We're not sending them out locally. Exactly. We could, we do have a local we do have a local, part local database, but that really is for the peak sheet, and for more of our local messaging. We segment our lists, and we can even say like, oh, we want to send a special message to the Dallas market. When the Breeze flights were announced, we sent an email to Southern California. So we can be really specific. We can go down to the zip code. We want to target these people. So we have, in November alone, we sent out 2 e-blasts, one announcing that the ski resort was open. It was Thanksgiving, and then one just announcing snow and winter, and it snowed 15 inches, book your trip now. So within that, we have, a general message, and then we include, and I can pull that up after too, lodging specials, activities, that you can book activities on telluride.com, events, anything that would interest the guest, and really inspire them to click through and then book a visit this winter. So yeah, great question. Definitely part of our initiatives, is to get that, and the great thing about our database is they are engaged. We have a 45% open rate on those emails, which is strong. Yeah. Yeah.
And is the list of names of what period of time was that assembled? It was all opt-in names or transactional, or
yeah,
where do those names come from?
Years worth of collecting. And I'm sorry, I'm going to make, I made a mistake. We have 45% is for the peak sheet, and that's high. Our consumer e-blasts are around 21%,
Yeah,
which is still a good,
that's
yeah.
That's still pretty high.
Yeah. So we've been collecting emails for years. Before we acquired Telluride.com, we were Visit Telluride. So, 2005, right? And so we have an area on our website where people can opt in to receive emails. We don't buy emails. We don't do anything like that. I think, people's personal information is really important to us. So we do it legit. We also work with Colorado.com, the Colorado Tourism Office's website, and they send us leads. So we dump those in, and then our central reservations, all of those that come through, those go into our database too. So our central reservation system is actually hooked into our CRM system, which is our email database. And then that's a whole other, story as well, because we do follow-ups with on a CenRes level too. We have our consumer e-blast, then we have guest communication, with people who have booked or leads, would you like to book again? So that's a really nice, platform as well.
Just thinking if there's a way, that we're always trying to refresh our email lists with people who are the most relevant, people who are most likely to visit, and have current interest. And there's no stronger name than someone who's actually already visited Telluride.
Yeah.
But legally, we can't just scrape those off transactionally. We have to have people opt in.
Right.
And you can accomplish that with boilerplate language, on a reservations form. And some people will opt in and some won't, and some don't realize that they've opted in, but as marketers, we are pretty unabashedly trying to send messages to all of them, as long as we're doing it legally, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that the central reservations customer database is part of that. I wonder what it would take to collaborate with all the major lodging entities in Telluride. Get those names too.
Yeah, for us, our policy, just best practices, is we don't share our lists. People ask quite a bit. And just to maintain the integrity of our database and the TTV.
Sure.
We're really careful about that. And so I would expect the same from the lodgers. However, definitely worth a conversation. So I think it's a great idea. And you do a great job with your consumer e-blast, because I get quite a few from Telluride Outside.
Few too many, probably.
No, I think you do a good job, because there definitely is a rhythm to it and a cadence. You don't want to over communicate. So you need to really make sure that you're doing it strategically. And I think you do a good job with that.
Well, it's a black art, but I'm glad to hear that we're studying that. That's what the modern model. I think it's, obviously a very high return for dollar y'all invested as long as you have.
Yeah.
Personnel who have the tools to do the writing, put those emails together.
Yeah.
And experience in the area, so that's yeah, that can be a challenge, as you know.
Yeah, well, we have Allison Bills on our team and she's amazing.
Yeah,
She handles all of that. So yes.
Good.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. Right. Any other questions before I jump into lodging metrics? I'll be quick. I know we're running short on time, so.
I was just curious, to
Yeah.
your point of you're sending it to these target markets,
Mhm.
but for instance, some of the business owners or other folks that are potentially going to be receiving these people might not know about those blasts that go out. Is there a way to inform our business community of like, here's what we're doing this month, this month, this month, and here's what our focus and targets are, so that they can piggyback on that in their own direct marketing, not
Mhm.
obviously to a different group of people, but
Yeah.
so that they're, I mean, obviously everybody knows when the ski area opens who's local, but
Right.
if there's something else that you're promoting, like so that they could be capitalizing on that too.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. I think we do to some capacity, like the Breeze announcement. Maybe we're not specifically saying we sent an email, but that PR goes out and we'll say, hey, send this out to your database. I would say our emails are they're pretty general. We're not calling out, we really try not to call out specific businesses necessarily because we need to support all the businesses. So they're pretty general in terms of like activities, come book your activities. It's winter and Telluride. But yeah, if we had some specific message that we were putting out, yeah, I think it's a great idea to get that out, maybe through the peak sheet to our community. So it's a good
The
idea.
peak sheet would be a great spot for that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So yeah, winter pace, we have lost a little traction over the past month. We were pacing very well ahead, like through the summer and early fall. And now we're just a little behind. I think it's really due to, I know for Mountain Village, it would be flat without March. You'll see when I show you the monthlies that March is down just due to Easter. But our total occupancy, destination occupancy is down 3%. Paid is down 6%, and ADR is up 6%, resulting in a 1% decrease in revenue per available room. So ADR is average daily rate.
Kara, I apologize. What time frame is this?
So yeah, good question, John. This is December 1st through April 6th or 7th. Yeah, whatever the end of the ski season is there. So we'll look at the month. Do you want me to hang there for a second, Mike? Do you want to see? Okay.
I'm curious to see where Mountain Village is versus town. Haven't we been seeing town drop?
Yeah, we have. And they are still, Mountain Village is total occupancy is down 1%. And paid is down 4%. As I said, they'd be flat if March wasn't in the equation here. And then the town of Telluride, paid occupancy is down 12%, while total is down 7%. ADR in Telluride, though, is 11% up higher. So, RevPAR is only 2%, pacing 2% behind. Whereas in Mountain Village, it's flat right now.
When we lose units, that would reduce our occupancy, right? Or is it a percent occupancy?
It's a percent. Yeah. So the company that we work with, they make it apples to apples so that we're not seeing any kind of fluctuations based on, that loss, I guess you could say. So they're not like when they compare it, if we lose a unit,
They take that out.
yeah, exactly. So it's more apples to apples and we're not comparing, more units versus less. So here's our monthly and we see that this is for the destination. December and January are pacing behind, 7% down for December, 8% down for January. And then we start picking up a little more in February and March. February pacing 1% ahead, March pacing 4% ahead. And as I mentioned, April is significantly down. That's just the first week in April. And it's really just due to the Easter holiday. Last year it was on March 31st. So we had a lot of traffic as a result of that. So I've been on a lot of calls with other mountain destinations over the past couple of weeks, and they are seeing similar trends, especially in December. For us, I think that we're competing with more snow at other resorts. We had the 15 inches a couple of weeks ago, and Crested Butte got 39 inches. So we were kind of in the donut hole for that. The good news is that I know air right now is pacing slightly ahead. So we're hoping those lodging bookings will follow. And then the holidays are looking really strong. So we see that total occupancy is up by 3%, paid occupancy ahead by 4%. Average daily rate is up by 2%, resulting in a 6% increase in revenue per available room pace. And I also think this is, so December 21st through January 4th are the dates that I pulled for that. And we see that it starts off, a little slower, that first week leading up to the Christmas holiday. And then we see a peak there, between the 29th and 31st of December at 75% occupancy. So I think with the way the holidays fell this year as well, last year, Christmas was on a Monday and New Year's was on a Monday, and now they're on Wednesdays. So we're seeing a different trend. Like most of the flights are coming in now on the 21st as opposed to, a few days before last year. And that's all I have. I just wanted to say we really appreciate our partnership with San Miguel County, and we are dedicated to using the funds to support these initiatives that really, assist the economy of the community and really help drive the economic impact, as well as balance that, destination responsible tourism and destination stewardship. So thank you for your support.
Well, thanks for your perennially professional, thorough reports. They're of great interest to all of us, I'm sure.
Great.
Oh,
Peak sheet came out while we were in the meeting.
That was a great report.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Gretchen.
Yeah.
else you say?
Oh, I can show you our winter marketing, but that's if people have time. I know that we're getting close to our 5 o'clock.
I have a question. I don't know if okay to say.
Sure.
Do you have any initiative about, infrastructure or doing something else to attract tourism?
Infrastructure.
Yeah, kind of like families are not coming this side of the mountain to stay.
Yeah.
It's kind of like after 6, this is
Yeah. Well, it's
Ghost town
interesting,
here.
Christina, that you said that, because at our board meeting today, that was a topic, and it was, we were talking about Noel night, and I know that, the tourism board does not, we don't focus on infrastructure, but the town does.
okay.
And I know, the town of Mountain Village has really been
Oh,
focused on
yeah.
vibrancy and creating events and whatnot. And, the town of Telluride, it's set up a little differently, but I know that that is a topic of discussion in terms of, Noel night specifically, but then the retailers are talking about how to make it a little more vibrant in the town of Telluride. And really attract people to hang out, and stay and shop.
course.
And yeah, so that's a great question. Yeah.
My other question is, do you have any plannings for, from here to Norwood or, the corridor,
Yeah.
like us, like me?
Yes.
So for me, Placerville is the entrance of Telluride.
Yes.
It's not just Telluride.
Mm-hmm.
As an international people, like me.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this place like not just Telluride, all the way to go there. And I wish I have, more things to see or to know about that.
Yeah.
Because when people is coming here, like families on summertime, yeah, they have the festivals and
Mhm.
everything is planned, and the marketing here is amazing. All the things that they are doing in the airport and here, magazine, everything is perfect. But I'm saying like, I'm more visual, I'm more,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that maybe we can talk.
Yeah. No,
That
absolutely.
will be attract another niche, like, more teens, more families.
Yeah. Yeah.
Families are investing a lot of money in tourism when they are traveling. So,
Absolutely. No, I think those are great points. And we especially, post-COVID, dispersion was one of our, was a focus for us, and ensuring, sending people to Norwood, ride Thunder Trails. We
Yeah.
have some great trails all over the county. It's not just Telluride and Mountain Village. So we do, I think at the visitor center, we have information on county. You're so good with, promoting your business and communicating. So Telluride Moto, for instance, on our website, we make sure that we, include those, Placerville, Down Valley, incorporate that, into our communications through the website, I would say, and the visitor center would be
Yeah,
probably the
because
most prominent
every-
places.
any
and the visitor
retail
guide.
that we have there, like
Mhm.
not just in Plaza, but all over here, all the lodgings, the Airbnb
Yeah.
are attracting people to shop here, and
Yeah.
this has to be year around.
Yeah.
If not, the economy is really affected right now after
Yeah.
6 p.m.
It
And I'm
is,
close.
yeah.
I'm close. So I'm not talking about my business. I'm talking
Yeah.
about Telluride. This is my
Yeah.
family living here, and I'm a ski instructor. So it's everything that is spread out from us. That's just my business.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And sorry, did I answer your second question? Was it about dispersion and go and
About the
down?
corridor.
Yeah, the
if you
corridor,
have
okay.
any,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
proposal for the corridor, like up to.
Okay.
Norwood.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a
Absolutely.
really good point.
yeah, I think it's a great point. Great. Do you want me to pull up the marketing real quick? You curious?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
While she's doing that, do you guys want to go ahead and vote on the 2025 agreement with the Telluride Tourism Board?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
So do we need a motion to approve the agreement?
Yes.
The agreement is the same like last year.
Yes,
Essentially,
Yes.
like
it's
the
saying
money
that
for
we're going
lodging
to
is
give the
going,
lodging tax funds and R1 to the Telluride Tourism Board for 2025.
and it's all the money.
Yes. Because the money can only go to a marketing entity. And I think, did we have I remember we went out to bid not long ago. But there were no other bidders for
Oh.
this,
Okay.
so
And this 60K, is that an estimate of what?
that's
we
an
expect?
estimate,
Yeah.
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
if you see in the first 2 quarters, they're already at 55. so
Right, yeah, I was gonna ask.
It's gonna far exceed that. So
Yeah,
it's actually gonna be the actual amount. Unlike the Mountain Village agreement, it's my understanding that we've always gone with the actual amount. Is what
Yes.
gets distributed, and then we'll do a budgetary adjustment at the end of the year to reconcile the difference in what was in the budget versus what was actually given.
okay,
And I guess just to make sure you are aware, there are legal restrictions on the way we can use these funds.
Mhm.
They
Okay.
can only be used for marketing as of now, unless we had a ballot question to change that. And, we do engage in RFPs or requests for proposals from agencies. And, as Mike mentioned, We just haven't had a lot of response. And frankly, the board has been happy with Telluride Tourism
Of
Board's
course, yeah, no,
performance.
no.
And
No,
so
that-
that combination leads us to kind of usually renew these agreements on an annual basis, so.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the agreement with Telluride Tourism Board for
Yes. I move we
2025?
Approve the agreement, 2025.
Very good. Is there a second?
I approve it.
You,
I approve it.
Christina made a
Yeah.
second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Very good. Unanimously passes.
Did we do the no?
Thank you
We
so
have not
much.
done the Norwood one yet, so.
No, we're not gonna do that one until we receive all their
Right. The financial
budget.
documentation.
Yeah.
So next meeting.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your partnership and support. All right, well, I'll quickly show you this marketing campaign. I think I shared our summer campaign with you all, but
Yes.
we took a whimsical approach, really just to differentiate the destination in the marketplace. And we carried this over to winter. So it's still the Beyond It All campaign, but here's an example of the print execution. This is in the visitor guide. Here is our 30-second video. Oh, darn it. That's the 30-second. We have 15-second and 7-second cut downs for social. Here are examples of our digital banners. We do have little Easter eggs in here on the right. You'll see we do have Wagner skis, just trying to feature some of our, our beloved businesses. And then we're doing some ski endemic, open snow and on the snow e-blasts. So John, in addition to our own consumer e-blasts, we're working with other endemic partners to get the word out. And then we also are now sponsoring Joel's daily open snow Telluride report. So the ski resort was doing
I
that.
noticed that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, so they pulled out of it. So the TTB and CFA joined forces to sponsor that because we just think it's very valuable for our locals and our guests. And then we have a regional campaign running as well. So this is paid social, and here there are a few animated. I don't have all the animations yet, but really to promote both Telluride and Mountain Village, to really encourage people to take advantage of everything that both communities have to offer. So we target people within a 35-mile radius, both locals and visitors.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the face.
I know.
Is it Jessica?
It isn't.
It
It
is
looks like a guy with a beard
Oh,
and white earmuffs.
Can I have a question?
Yes.
Are you using or are you planning to use Tourism Exchange USA?
Oh, I heard you went to that,
Yeah.
the CTO. Yes, so we work, we partner with the CTO. I'm on the International Promotions
Oh,
Committee.
perfect.
So we do, we do work with them with their various partners. So yes, they emailed us like a day before. So we were like, there's no way we can
I went there.
get people together for this. So Uray hosted that regional. But yeah, absolutely. If you're interested, I would encourage you to do it if you're interested, because I think they do work with businesses separately too.
This is completely.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to know how you expand. Maybe that's a great, promotion marketing with them.
Yeah.
Because it's US exchange.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think you will? Were you impressed by their
Well,
presentation?
This is a good, platform, but they are not associated with our reservations.
Oh, okay.
Bookings, so our reservation bookings, they are not interesting with that platform.
Got it.
And
Okay.
I'm saying ours because we are using the same reservation.
As
So we
John-
don't know how to do it. I will tell you.
Yeah, that's right.
When I'm talking.
Got it.
But yes.
Yeah, well, good. Thank you
Very
for,
important.
yeah, I'm glad you went to that. Thank you for
Yeah.
representing.
Mm.
So yeah, these are just some stats from the campaign. So,
Yes.
yeah. Any questions?
No.
All right.
I have one
Thank
question.
you.
What is the theory on targeting people within a 35-mile radius rather than people who aren't here yet?
So we do target people who aren't here for the national campaign. But for the regional campaign where we're really promoting businesses here, we want to hit people that are already in the area, you know, with, hey, come up to Mountain Village, take the gondola. The national campaign, I would say, is more general. And then the regional campaign is more specific about what each community offers. Yeah. But the national campaign, we're targeting, you know, our key air markets. Yeah.
Sure, okay.
We did win, the summer campaign did win a gold Adrian Award, which we're really excited about. Bless you, through HSMAI, which is an earful, but that's Hospitality Sales and Marketing Association International. So that award ceremony is taking place in New York in February.
How many winners were there?
I think there's one gold for our category. So yeah, we're really happy with that. And, you know, for us, it's, you know, the great work by our agency Karshhagen, but I think it also symbolizes the collaboration, that collaborative effort between the towns and the TTB on this destination marketing effort, because it truly was, you know, we met with all the council members and went through the creative with them and got feedback. And, you know, it was a process, but I feel like everybody was invested in it and proud of it. So I really think that symbolizes that collaboration. So makes it nicer. All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Kara.
Yeah, congratulations. That's cool.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I think the last part of our business is to decide when we're gonna meet again. We had talked about kind of going back and forth between Telluride and Norwood, so our next meeting will be in Norwood. Possibly in March. Does that seem okay?
Yeah, first half of March is particularly okay.
Okay, first part. So if we did like
Second half
a
of March is
a third or fourth,
Yeah, anywhere in there is gonna be good for me.
okay. So should we do Monday, March 3rd at 1:30?
It's good with me.
And
There is a,
I'll put this out too.
there is an SMRHA board meeting that,
In Norwood?
no,
I'll double check with Norwood and make
But I-
sure we can use the sheriff, but
Right.
we'll have.
But I
to
don't
do
wanna-
it too.
This is a
I'm
Saturday.
I'm
Oh.
being selfish and I'm gonna have to split myself in half.
Okay.
Yeah,
good
so
luck.
just-
Jerry,
Wait.
you don't need to go. I'll be, we don't both need to be there.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
you and I
Okay.
will tag team.
All right.
But you are a board member on SMRHA.
Is it SMRHA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to go?
Carmen.
I
This is
need to be
it.
at SMRHA, so you can go.
Okay,
Third,
Oh,
March
third.
March
I'm
3rd.
sorry.
2025.
I thought I said-
let me double check and make sure we
Yeah.
can use the room, and then if you guys look and something, we can adjust it a
What
little
time?
bit. 1:30?
The room is tied up, at least on here until 2:30.
In Norwood?
Oh, not in
Norwood.
Norwood, duh, sorry. You're so right.
But I'll,
Guarantee you it's open.
yeah, I will double
I
check
cannot
though.
Okay.
No,
I'm free Fridays.
on Friday?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. I'm a ski instructor.
Yeah.
And all my free days are Fridays and Saturdays, so,
So do we want to move it to a Friday?
well,
Yeah.
yeah, if you need me.
So we
Hey.
do Friday the 5th,
Friday?
sorry,
The
Seven.
7th,
7?
the 7th
yeah, sure.
at 1:30?
Mhm.
Not a powder day.
At 1:30. Okay, I will double check and make sure.
Can you clarify? I didn't hear.
Friday, March 7th in Norwood at 1:30?
Friday, March 7th. Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Anything else?
Just a motion to adjourn, I believe.
Hey,
Does anybody have any other business? Is there anything else you'd like to share while we're in the official meeting?
I move that we adjourn.
This motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Me too. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Make these pirate meetings, all in favor, say aye. So.
Okay.